Hi, it's John Hope Bryant. Just did a episode of in CNBC Squawk Box earlier today, talking about inflation and other things that affect black business and minority-owned business. This, by the way, I'm sure affects women-owned businesses and Latino-owned businesses and Asian-owned businesses and other ethnic minorities, Latino groups, etc. But African Americans are, if everybody else is bad, we're worse in this category. We talked about how inflation hurts those at the bottom of the pyramid. When you're doing an interview like this, it goes very quickly. You can't get a lot of the details in. So I want to unpack it a bit more. And I encourage you to go to the link and watch, or go to CNBC top videos or CNBC videos and watch the full episode there as well. But you can't really get into the depths of this because it just goes so fast. You're covering so many topics. But the short version is that inflation is important, and I don't underestimate it, and it affects your wallet, right? Cost of stuff is going up. But I want you to be encouraged, because if we do this smartly, every time the economy has dealt with inflation, right after that, if you do it smartly, you have an economic boom. It's like pent up everything, right? It's happened several times in the last 50 to 100 years. And the larger issue for black folks is access to capital. You had $7 trillion in money swashing swooshing around, flopping around during the pandemic. Very little of that got to black businesses. 1% of access to capital came to black businesses during the pandemic. 1%. It's crazy. Now you got the other issues, like, okay, there's a labor shortage. Well, why is there a labor shortage? Well, there's actually a silver lining here. Is that many black businesses, 38% there was a 38% surge in black businesses up in 18 months during the pandemic. Folks were quitting, not because they were lazy or whatever, or depressed, or maybe they weren't depressed, and maybe they didn't like the job, but they were impressed. They were not striking, they were striking out on their own to start their own business. That's what this country needs. You need self-employment projects, you need small business owners, you need entrepreneurs to make their own way. It's a beautiful thing. And you had another group of people who just said, I'm out, I'm retiring, right? So you have a labor shortage that is exacerbating, and you have women who are like, I don't know how to take care of my kids. That's why having the Congress to do things that undergird families, so that women and families who don't have daycare can go back to work. That helps the economy, right? These are investments back in the growth of this country. So there are a lot of things affecting inflation, but when I was an entrepreneur starting out, I remember, I had an 18% credit card, 3 of them starting my first business. I wasn't focusing on the inflation of the credit card rate, the inflated credit card rate. I was focusing on the fact that I had access to some credit, right? And as a friend of mine, Tony Resser, would say, access to credit, low cost financing, and access to opportunity at scale is part of the new civil rights agenda. And whether in your life the color's not black or white or red or blue, as in race or politics, it's green. Can you get some more of it? So I think that this is the larger story here, is that we've got to expand and deepen the pot of opportunity for all people. And if those watching this, want more opportunity for yourself in the future, do you want to have black people succeed? That's right. The economy went backwards because of black discrimination against blacks. Discrimination in the last, 20 years alone, according to Citigroup report, cost the U.S. economy $16 trillion in lost GDP. Trillion dollars of lost gross domestic product. Trillion with a T, right? Because of discrimination. People are doing stupid stuff for no good reason. That was lost business revenue, access to capital, tied to lack of access to capital, lack of home ownership, lack of jobs, right? And so, and if we just knock it off, the economy grows $1 trillion a year. just with stopping discrimination against blacks. And I'll put it another way, even if you're a racist and you don't even like black people, you don't like the issue of diversity and inclusion, we're not talking about a zero-sum game here, right? When the economy expands, as my friend Stephanie Rule would say, expand the table and add a chair. Expand the table and add a chair. You're expanding the economy, everybody wins. When you help black people succeed, even the racist wins. John O'Brien, I'm out. This is after the show. One of three I'm gonna do.